Right, boys, it is time for another game week predictions. This is game week 5. Another mental week coming up. Another mental week just passed, actually. But it's a double game week, so this video will be a bit of a longer one. So let's get into it, boys. We start looking back at my game week 4 predictions. So for Southampton Man United, I predicted a 2-3 win for Man United. It was actually only a 1-0 win. An argument could be said that Man United are back. I mean, a beautiful goal from Fernandes. Crossed in by Dello, takes all 3 points from St Mary's. So I think everyone was expecting United to win that. Bazunu, the Southampton keeper, looks like he's grown into the league quite well, and I do expect he'll get better throughout the season. I wasn't sure of him coming up from League One, but he's doing the business, so he could be a very good signing for Southampton. Chelsea-Leicester, I predicted 3-1 Chelsea. It was only 2-1. I was close. Raheem Sterling has finally opened his scoring for Chelsea with a lovely brace. That first goal was a thing of beauty. Leicester had some great chances too, but just couldn't finish their dinner. It could be curtains for Rodgers here. Brighton Leeds, I predicted a 3-0 draw, but it was actually 1-0 to Brighton. Both teams had some big chances, but it was ultimately Brighton who managed to finish one off. Brighton have been on fire recently, and I'm not surprised to see them win. They've promoted some amazing talent, and it's really coming good. Potter knows what he's doing, but it shows Leeds are in desperate need of a proper striker, especially while Bamford is out. Man City Crystal Palace. Now, I predicted 4-1. It was actually 4-2, so I'm not too ashamed with that prediction. City always seem to struggle against Palace, and despite the result, it looked that way again. I believe Palace were 2-0 up before City finished them off, and especially if it wasn't for Haaland, Man City may have lost because he bagged a wonderful hat-trick that gave me loads of points on FPL. Man City were dominant in the second half and killed off Palace. Liverpool versus Bournemouth. My gosh. I predicted 2-1. It was actually 9-0. What on earth was that match? This game was nuts. I'm sorry that I predicted so few goals, to be honest. What a way to get your first 3 points of the season. Bournemouth got absolutely destroyed at Anfield with goals from Diaz, Elliott, Alexander-Arnold, Firmino, Van Dijk, Carvalho, and an own goal too. It was more of a slaughter than a football game. Brentford versus Everton. I predicted 3-2. It was actually a 1-1 draw. I'm not sure why I predicted a 5-goal thriller looking at the clubs, but we move. Everton looked like they could have won it, staying in the lead for the majority of the game after going up early on. However, Brentford could have and probably should have scored more goals. Arsenal-Fulham. Now, I predicted 3-1. It was actually 2-1. It looked like Fulham could have won it when Mitrovic fired home the first goal in the 56th minute of the game, but Odegaard and Jesus had different ideas and turned this London derby on its head. Leno did make some amazing saves, but he couldn't keep out everything, and unfortunately for Fulham fans, they lost. Moving on to the Sunday games now, we have Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Newcastle United. I predicted 1-1, and it was 1-1. Another game predicted correctly. We continue the streak, let's go. But we still haven't beaten that 2-game mark yet. It was a late equaliser that salvaged a point for Newcastle, but oh boy, what a goal it was. Wolves went ahead in the first half and looked like they had won the match until the 90th minute when Alan St-Maximin fired home an absolute beauty of a goal. And then we have Aston Villa versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. I predicted 2-1. It was actually 1-0 to West Ham. Aston Villa were really poor in that second half after looking really good in the first half. It was honestly like a different team had come out in that second half. And they essentially gifted West Ham their first 3 points. Villa really lacked creativity and took off arguably their best player on the pitch at the time in Douglas Luiz. I'm not sure what Gerrard was thinking, and I'm not sure how long he has left at Villa, but you just gotta say well done to West Ham. And then we move on to Nottingham Forest versus Tottenham Hotspur. I predicted 2-2. It was actually 2-0 to Tottenham. It's a very unfortunate result for us as we played really well, but Harry Kane was ultimately the difference. We missed a few huge chances throughout the game, especially from Morgan Gibbs-White. And it could have easily been maybe 2-2 or 2-1 to Tottenham. We lost in the end, although Richarlison did get fucking dropped, which was lovely to see. And we're now going to move swiftly on to the first set of matches this week, which starts today or Tuesday with Crystal Palace versus Brentford. Both teams have been playing decent football this season, and I don't think there is a standout winner here. Just looking at them both on paper, but I reckon what being at home is what will help Crystal Palace over the line against Brentford, similar to how they hosted Villa. 2-1 Palace, I'm saying. Brentford have been playing attractive football this season and have a knack for scoring late goals, but I think Palace will be able to hold out and claim all 3 points at Selhurst Park. Fulham versus Brighton and Hove Albion. Now this is a very exciting game. Brightford have been on great form this season and have a very good away from home record as well. Fulham have played better than I think many expected, doing what was doubted of them and scoring goals. I'm thinking 1-1. I can see this match ending in a draw though. Brighton need their goal scoring boots on because the chances they miss could come back to haunt them. Both teams have goal scorers, and I'm sure we'll see them both net. Southampton versus Chelsea. Now, Chelsea love scoring goals at St Mary's. I can very much see Chelsea scoring a good amount of goals here, especially now that Sterling has opened his account. Unfortunately for Saints fans, I can't see you claiming much from this match. 4-1 to Chelsea. I do think Southampton will score, as Mendy isn't on his A game at the moment, but Chelsea have much greater quality in their side and have many goal-scoring options. Plus, Bazunu still growing into the league. He is a good keeper, but I think Chelsea might be too big of a challenge for him. Leeds United versus Everton. Now, last season, this would have been billed as a relegation scrap, but the two teams are now much further apart. Leeds up in the top half and Everton near the bottom. But they are in desperate need of an out-and-out striker, while Bamford is out injured. Everton have goal scorers, but are also dealing with a long injury list and still searching for those 3 points. I think it'll be 2-1 to Leeds. I can see Leeds being Everton at Elland Road, but I can't see it being an easy match. Everton are in desperate need for 3 points, and Frank Lampard desperately wants to keep his job, so they really need to start kicking on. But I cannot see that happening here. Leeds are looking much better this season, and I think they'll beat Everton. Moving on to Wednesday's matches now, and we have Bournemouth versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. Now, as I'm recording this, Scott Parker has just been sacked. Will Bournemouth be on their A game? I'm not too sure, but I can see this being a very interesting match nonetheless. Both teams have not been playing well this season, but at least Bournemouth have 3 points to their name, which is 3 more than I think anyone expected them to have. To be fair to Bournemouth, they have had a harder run in than Wolves, facing the likes of Man City, Liverpool and Arsenal. But Wolves have had difficult games themselves, and they did well to hold Newcastle to a draw, but they'll be looking for their first point away from home this season. 1-1, I think. I can't see either team winning, but Bournemouth will be looking to start scoring again after going goalless in their last 3 games. And move on to Manchester City versus Nottingham Forest, a team with 0 UCLs versus a team with 2 UCLs. But the result of the match isn't in doubt, I think. As much as it pains me to say, Man City will wipe up Nottingham Forest, and that's just being realistic here. While City did concede twice to Palace, I can't see Forest doing the same, as we are known for missing many of our goals. As I said, we missed some good chances against Tottenham, but I think we can score against City. They seem to be a bit sort of easier to break down in those areas with a few errors popping up, but they're very well drilled at the top end of the pitch, so obviously they're going to score a lot of goals as well. I'm going to say 3-1 to City. It could be wishful thinking, but I can see us scoring. City will undoubtedly score goals against us, but I do see our defence and Henderson making many big saves to keep that scoreline down. Let's hope Haaland doesn't go beast mode. Who am I kidding? McKenna will pocket Haaland and we'll be fine. Arsenal versus Aston Villa now. Now this game could be the one that ends Gerrard's career if Villa get peppered by Arsenal. Now Arsenal have been having a very good season so far, appearing quite dominant and currently top of the table. Aston Villa haven't quite had the best start themselves, only managing 3 points from 4 games. 3-0 to Arsenal, I think. I can't see Villa doing anything here either. This Arsenal side is full of quality, and I don't think Villa have the power to break down an Arsenal side like this, especially at the Emirates. And then we move on to West Ham United versus Tottenham Hotspur. Another London derby, which could get quite juicy. West Ham will be riding high after gaining their first 3 points, and we'll hope they can take that momentum into this derby against Tottenham. Tottenham did not play their best football against Nottingham Forest, but they still came in with all 3 points, and I think they'll do the same here. 2-1 to Tottenham. I can't see West Ham breaking down this Tottenham side. They are very well drilled defensively and have very good quality up front. West Ham will be looking to keep into their scoring after opening their account last week, but I see a Tottenham goal putting this match to bed in the second half. And then we move on to Liverpool versus Newcastle United. Now this should be a great game. Liverpool host the ascendant Newcastle at Anfield. Now Liverpool's season didn't get off to a great start, but they'll be looking to keep winning after last week's destruction of Bournemouth. Newcastle have also played well this season, a 6-goal thriller with Man City, and we're looking to take all 3 points from a top squad. But, however, I think it'll be 3-2 to Liverpool. This will be a good game though, just as Newcastle versus City was. I can see this being an action-packed affair, with Liverpool scoring 9, their goals really could come from anywhere. I'll move on to Thursday's matches now, and we have Leicester City versus Manchester United. Now, both teams have had a great start to the season, but Man United seem to have turned it around recently. Leicester didn't really improve their squad over summer, and I think that's come back to bite them, being reflected in their results. Yeah, the teams surrounding them have gotten stronger, while Leicester have done nothing. If anything, they've got rid of players. 3-1 to Manchester United. Ten Hag has got United firing, and I can't see Leicester stopping them, or even scoring more than them. It's not looking good for Rodgers here. And with that done, we move on to the weekend, starting with Saturday, which is Everton versus Liverpool. Now, this is our first Merseyside derby of the season, and I'm looking forward to it. Both teams have not been performing how they'd want to this season, but I still think it's pretty clear-cut who will win it. 3-1 to Liverpool. I can see Everton scoring at home and possibly going ahead first, but Liverpool are still the better squad overall, and I can't see them having much issue getting over Everton. Tottenham Hotspur versus Fulham. Now, this is another London derby for Tottenham, and it should be a fun match to watch. I reckon it'll be similar to how Tottenham performed against Forest, with the added bonus of being at home. Fulham have caused upsets this season, but I'm not sure whether they'll be able to do it against Spurs. 2-1 Spurs, I think. I think Spurs will win it, but if they perform like they did on Sunday, I can definitely see them conceding a goal. Mitrovic, I think he'll bag against Tottenham. He's a good player. Nottingham Forest versus Bournemouth now. Now, this will be a juicy one for us Forest fans. We could have clinched automatic promotion against them last season. Unfortunately, we lost, but we still made it to the Premier League, so hopefully we can get our revenge here. Bournemouth have done better than expected and will have had a hard run in, so playing an evenly matched team will be good for them. However, they've lost Scott Parker. He said their squad isn't Premier League ready, and you know what? I have to agree. I'm going to go 2-1 Forest. I think Forest have the stronger squad after the investments we've made this season, and the City ground will push the boys even further. Bournemouth may still cause problems for us, but we're both quite evenly matched, so I see the City ground being a real game changer here. Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Southampton now. Another match of what I consider two evenly matched teams. They've made a very similar start to the season, and both have quality players in their ranks, and I think that'll keep this game to a draw. I'm going to say 1-1. Wolves can set themselves up to be a very hard team to break down, as they did with Tottenham, but Southampton do have some good attacking quality in there, which should also be able to get them a goal. Newcastle United versus Crystal Palace now. And I've said it before, but I'll say it again. Newcastle United at home are going to be a hard team to face this season, and it'll be no different for Crystal Palace. Palace are a good side and are known for causing problems for the Big Six. They do it every season. Now, Newcastle aren't a top six or a Big Six club, but they are looking very good this season, so I can see Palace causing some problems here. I'm going to say it's a 5-goal thriller. I'm going to say 3-2 to Newcastle. As I said, Palace will cause them some problems, but Newcastle are ultimately the stronger squad, and with St James's Park behind them, it'll be hard for any club to beat them there. I move on to Aston Villa versus Manchester City. Now, Aston Villa almost took the title from City last season, but they managed to overcome them with 3 goals to win the title in a very interesting final day. It's a much different team this season though. Villa played a full-strength side against Bolton in the Cup and still conceded a goal, but Bolton don't have the likes of Haaland or Alvarez, so it's not really good for Villa here. I'm going to go 3-1 Man City. While Villa do have players who can score goals, I don't see them breaking down City. City's forwards will have a field day with Villa, and it very well could be more goals than just 3. But I'll stick with 3-1 for now. Moving on to Sunday now, and we have Brighton and Hove Albion versus Leicester City. High-flying Brighton face bottom of the table Leicester at the Amex, and I think it's pretty clear to see who will win this match. Leicester, at the time of recording, are winless with only a point to their name, whereas Brighton have started really well and currently occupy a European position. I'm going to go 2-0 to Brighton. Brighton are a very well-managed squad and will comfortably beat Leicester in my opinion. Leicester need to act fast if they are to kick on this season, but I can't see that happening against Brighton. Plus, Rodgers might be gone by this time anyway. And finally, we have Manchester United versus Arsenal. Now, this will be a good match, and I could potentially see another United upset. Arsenal are currently storming the league and look very, very strong. Arsenal's squad is very well put together, crafted over years, whereas United don't really have that luxury. They've kind of opted for a little scattergun approach towards the end of the transfer window. However, they still could cause problems at Old Trafford. I'm going to go 3-2 to Arsenal. I do see United scoring some goals and turning up here, similar to how they did against Liverpool, but Arsenal have too much quality to not win this match. I can see Jesus and Saka causing some problems for United's backline, and I think that will put this match to bed. So yeah, those have been my Game Week 5 predictions. We've got a double game week, so it's going to be very, very much packed with football, which I'm all here for personally. And I'd love to see my team facing Man City, so that's going to be fun. But other than that, I hope you have enjoyed this O2GT video. Those will be my Premier League predictions. There should be a video that isn't Prem Predictions coming out this week if I can get it recorded in time. And yeah, I hope to see you guys in my next video. Peace.